name is Caleb, and I like looking at people who are weird and different. I am Shawna Ray, season 2. It's back, guys, and that's awesome. For me, all right, for me, season 2 is even more wild than season 1, which I was closely invested in. You guys have seen my videos on that, all right? Small person trapped in the... Who is Shawna Ray, though? Hold on.
But the truth is, I'm not a little girl. I'm a woman. A 22-year-old woman.
You guys know what TLC does. They create run-of-the-mill reality TV shows about people who are extremely morbidly obese, who are about to die, people who are in love with weird stuff, people who eat rocks, who are really dirty, who have just mental problems, and also people who have physical problems as well, like Shawna Ray. We love TLC on this channel, guys. We love TLC. Shawna Ray is a 23-year-old woman that is essentially trapped in the body of an 8-year-old. That's like the headline that they like to choose. She weighs about 50 pounds, something like that, so she's right in the, reading that 8, less than 10 maybe. I don't remember how much I weighed when I was 8. Probably like a sack of taters, 50 pounds, something like that. Her mind developed, but her body did not. TLC decided to make a whole show around this, and it just got renewed for a second season. Or not renewed, but a second season just dropped, which is dope. And the show just gives people an inside look of her life. Shawna comes off as quite snarky and a bit abrasive, maybe even rough around the edges, some might say.
No, Peter, I thought you were ordering.
And that's probably because people think she's a child and she's an adult. I can see how the confusion would be a little bit frustrating, all right?
I don't like gyms because they're judgmental. They always say no judgment, but the minute I walk in there, oh, are you above 13? No, like, does that matter? Like, of course I'm an adult.
But a lot of people dislike Shawna from this show, especially on the internet for some reason, because she's kind of snarky and mean. It makes sense why to me. I mean, she's constantly have people looking down on her, treating her as a child. It's gotta be very frustrating. Even her own parents, even her own sister calls her a kid or a child.
All right, you ready?
Not
Are you
really.
smiling? Like that? You don't look like a child.
Bite the apple.
Beyond the cliches, Shawna has a big personality. She likes vaping, she likes getting tattoos, and she likes drinking alky.
Maybe in the beginning, I started vaping to look older. I don't know, I've always been attracted to that edgy kind of lifestyle with the tattoos, the piercing.
She does all this stuff to reinforce the fact that she is an adult. I don't even do this stuff, by the way, and I'm like 40. But she does it to reinforce the fact that she's not a kid, okay? It makes sense.
I think kayaking and paddleboarding may be a good second date for anybody who's not Shawna. Shawna can't swim. Shawna doesn't like the... Well, you can doggy paddle. You don't like swimming,
I
though.
can swim. You can doggy
It's weird to me
paddle.
how
I
much
can
they treat
swim.
her like a child. Like it's Shawna can't do this, she can't do that. Have a little hope for Shawna. Maybe she can. She's still a person. God damn, old blue hair. Shut up.
I didn't even know there was really like arrows on the road until I started studying.
In the second season, we're learning a bunch of new stuff about Shawna. She's blonde now. That's cool. And she wants to start a fashion line for little people. That's awesome.
And currently I'm working on a clothing line for little people. But right now I need a job so I can pay for my bills and move out. And today I'm going shopping for clothes for interviews.
And she finally finds a boyfriend, it looks like. She did that in the first one. She dated some dudes and it was weird as hell.
Hi, I'm Shawna.
Hi, Shawna. How you doing?
Good,
I'm
how are
Abraham.
you?
Nice to meet you.
You don't look like an Abraham.
What do I look like?
I don't know, but not an Abraham.
And it started a massive riot on the internet. Is it okay for a normal, regular adult man to date a 23-year-old woman that is trapped within the body of an 8-year-old girl? Is it normal? Paul Breach? I'm sure he'd like it. I don't know if it's normal, to be honest. I'm not one to say, really. I think it's weird, all right? I would never do it, all right? Call me appearancist or whatever that would be called, but I am that, okay? I am that. Season 2, she meets a fellow with the same diagnosis that she has, called Tom.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm
Shawna.
Tom. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Would you like to take a look at the station?
Sure.
Beautiful. Come on, right this way.
He's a really nice guy.
This is my chief, Chief Rocco.
Hi, I'm Shawna.
Nice meeting you.
Nice
This
to
is
meet you.
firefighter Larry.
Hi, nice to meet you.
She had tattoos. I'm probably 3 times the size of her, and I don't even want to get a tattoo because I'm scared. Yeah, she has 4 of them.
He comes off as super genuine. He comes off as an absolute gentleman.
Because this thing weighs at least 60 pounds by itself. Make sure your straps are good.
You do realize you're putting 2 of me on you. I'm only 50 pounds.
You could do it.
He comes off as being respected by his peers and having respect for them. It's cool. He seems like a nice dude, and he hangs out with Shawna. She kind of pokes and prods him, and he's just respectful and nice, and then they go off to dinner.
He is very nervous. Very nervous. Fidgets a lot.
First dates are always awkward.
He's very nice,
Yeah.
though. Very
the worst.
nice.
Very nice.
I guess.
The family just like has to say that he looks nervous and is nervous, and it's weird. They don't seem to want their daughter to date someone with the same diagnosis that Shawna has, which is very unfortunate. It also seems like Shawna doesn't really want that either, unfortunately for Tom. But I like Tom, he's a good guy. After she doesn't really seem that interested in Tom anymore, she meets a man named Dan. Dan's just a regular guy, a sex god, of course. Also, on top of being a regular guy, an Adonis. All right, beautiful, beautiful blonde man, but he's also British, which kind of sucks for him. And this is where the moral quandary springs into existence.
I've been talking to this guy named Dan recently, and we've been talking for a bit, and he's actually visited once before, but this is the first time we'll be hanging out this long, and this will also be the first time he's meeting my mom.
The headline is what really gets people's attention. Do you care to explain that? How do you rationalize that shit? Because that seems like you might be a creep if you just read that, right? Like, that's insane. I'm dating a 23-year-old woman who might be an 8-year-old girl, basically.
Your ideal place to live?
What's your ideal place to live?
Ideal?
Yeah, in the world. If you choose one place in the world.
I honestly could see
Don't say
myself
chocolate
probably
factory.
living in like Australia.
Australia.
Yeah.
That's the home of the Barbie. Australian barbecue.
Dan, he thinks he's amazing at accents, and he's not bad at like the other British accents, but he tried to pull out an Australian one, but it just didn't work.
I wonder if they gave her a bigger chair here for this scene. Because I mean, she's 3'10", but she's not that small. And that's like a massive chair. Like, Frankie sitting in that chair back there looks bigger than Shawna Ray. They've done that before. They give, like, big people small chairs to make them look even bigger, which is hardcore as fuck. TLC pulls no punches.
This is my first time paddleboarding. I think I'll do fine.
Paddleboard.
I just don't want to go in the water.
It'll be all right. You can touch him on.
Paddleboard fist bump.
What?
Paddleboard fist bump.
I did not like that. Standing up and balancing wasn't the hard part. Me being short, I don't have as much force when I push down that Dan and his stupid muscles will.
You got a smile
Why are you so mean to Dan, bro? Also, it's just now occurring to me that this truly is a child. This is really a child. Like, really, it's hard it's just complicated.
I would say
That's
I
a stud
have a
right there.
certain type when it comes to physical, but I don't really date within my type. I mean, my physical type is tall with dark skin and a good body, but do I date all of that? No. They're just nice to look at. Not what I
Like The
physically
Sims.
normally go for, but he's a good-looking guy.
So she really doesn't like Tom at all because he's the opposite. He's short. So she's going on dates with all these dudes, Tom and Dan. There's two of them, all right? She even invited him to the same charity event that she is a bartender at.
I invited Tommy, fully letting him know that there was going to be someone else there that I've went on dates with.
I'm not doing that today.
Samples!
Maybe.
I let Dan know that I had gone on a date with Tommy. It's not my fault if they have an issue.
And just says, it's not my fault if they Can you imagine that fight? That ain't fair. She obviously doesn't like Tom. And yet again, TLC has expertly manufactured drama. All right, TLC sitting in there like this with that symbol, the Andrew Tate symbol or whatever. It's really weird. So, as you can imagine, a massive poop feast of a fire was started on the internet. And with every show, there's haters. With every piece of media, there's haters. But this one made the internet nuts. Okay. People don't like TLC as it is, and they especially don't like this show because they think that TLC is kind of bullying Shawna Ray in a way, like getting people to guess her age to just degrade her. That's one example.
Look at this short bitch. Let's watch her do things. What's next, a tall guy? Let's watch him play basketball. What a stupid premise.
That's fair criticism, whatever. TLC's, no moral authority in any of this. But on the other side of the same coin, Shawna's like not a very good, appealing person, in my opinion. She's very rude. and annoying and whiny, which is unfortunate, but it does make sense because she's always talked down to. It's a balancing act of cringe. It's just classic TLC. It's just frustrating overall. There's haters on both sides, and then whenever you throw the whole I'm a adult man dating a 23-year-old that looks like an 8-year-old thing into it, it just creates a flashpoint of just which makes sense. This is exactly what TLC wants. They're gonna milk it for ratings. It's awesome, okay? And to be honest, I'm kind of on the side that Shawna is just rude and like ungrateful, because it's like obviously you have like something, you know, a disadvantage in your life, but at the same time you don't have to be a bad, rude person all the time. Like it's possible to kind of make the best of each situation, and there's plenty of people who are in worse situations than you who are much nicer. And that's kind of how I look at it, to be honest. But I also think the family is terrible as well. They're just weird and dumb. It's so annoying. Tom and Dan are the two nicest people in the whole show. A little side note conspiracy theory, there's a lot of people, myself included, that think Dan is just a plant by TLC to conjure up more drama and manufacture more progression in a story that doesn't even really exist. I don't think it's possible that she has an untainted, true, genuine relationship while there's cameras on her. I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Because there's weird fetishist people. I mean, we've seen it with Tammy. She's had so many boyfriends that just want to feed her and enable her. It's sad, man. TLC's terrible. I hate TLC. I mean, I love it. And to kind of back that point up, that this could all just be manufactured and dumb and TLC, there's so many examples of it. There's an entire Extreme Cheapskates narrative of an episode that's just fake, unabashedly. All of Casey's stuff with TLC is all bullshit. Not all of it, but it's definitely exaggerated. There's also a food fight scene in one of the episodes of season 2 of I Am Shawna Ray that is so dumb and fake and obviously just inserted in there to try to fill up some time or whatever. It's like the 80 episodes of Goku v... What the fuck's that guy's name? I can't remember his name. What? What's his name? The silver and purple guy. Whatever. Comment below. All this backlash, as you can probably imagine, reaches its way to the human beings that are at the focal point of the show on TLC. The man, Dan, posted a response to all the people who say that he's like a nonce or whatever.
Me and Shawna are still just good friends, getting to know each other, but I think it's absolutely disgusting, the attitude of some people.
And his basic roundabout response is, shame on you for not letting her live her own life. She's an adult woman, let her do what she wants.
But how dare you take away her right, her human right to have a connection, a friendship, a relationship with someone else? Who are you to say that she can't have that? I'm absolutely disgusted.
To play devil's advocate, fewer people are saying that she can't have that, and more so that it's really weird that you would be interested and attracted to an 8-year-old girl. That's the really weird thing. But I applaud Dan and his honesty, his maturity, his ability to look at someone's heart and not at their physical appearance, because I would never, ever, 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 ever date someone who looked like an 8-year-old, no matter what. I just couldn't do it. I would never be able to do it. And also, you could even say that Shawna's opening herself up to this type of rhetoric by signing the TLC contract. Like, it's so bizarre. There's a reason it's a TV show. Now, Dan comes off as genuine. Our buddy Tom came off as genuine. Shawna still leaves a little bit to be desired. She doesn't want to do the things that normal adults do, like moving out, for example.
So what do y'all think about me moving out?
So, what is your timeline for wanting all of this to happen?
6 months.
What? Whoa.
The hell?
It could be more difficult for her. I really don't know. In one of the episodes, she was confronted by her parents about moving out of the house, and she immediately claimed that it was too much for her to handle, as well as going to college, which is, you can't really pick and choose. Maybe you can if you have a disability like this.
I do think you should really look into applying to college.
Going to school and moving out all at once is a lot.
I'm trying to get you to start thinking about your future.
Now, lack of initiative isn't exactly uncharacteristic for Shawna. She doesn't even really seem like she cares about her fashion. You can't just say something and expect it to come to fruition. You have to actually work and do shit. And you can get a job when you're 3'10", I think. Maybe she just wants to ride the TLC fame for as long as possible. And then as soon as that dies off, get a TikTok, start making clothes for tiny folk. I don't really know. Maybe she wants to do that. I still think it's Hasbulla is the optimal match, and that would be the ultimate match made in heaven, and that would get 1 million views. You're welcome, TLC, for the idea. Now, suck this. And to add to that, I feel like her time on TLC might be limited because of how fake season 2 seemed. It seemed like it was so scripted and just fake and phony and dumb. The most real thing is Dan's response, and that wasn't even in the fucking episode. And to be clear, Dan's not even dating this woman. They're not romantically involved. We don't know if they ever were exactly romantically involved. It's just they go on a date in the TLC show. Like, it's, who knows? This poor guy is getting drug over the coals for just being a part of something that looks really weird. And who knows how it was proposed to him? Like, let's have this funny little thing. No, I'm a creep. I'm dating a 23-year-old and trapped in the headlines are insane, is the point. It's wild. It seems so fake. I hate TLC.
So, friendship.
I'm not really irritated by my family when they bring up those future questions. I haven't talked about it with Dan. I'm kind of letting it go as it may, but it's nice to kind of try to see if he can answer it.
I'm just so creeped out by this show. Something's wrong with me. I just can't even watch it, really. It makes me upset to look at this.
I definitely think all those questions scared Dan just a little bit. Like, I feel like he tensed up just slightly when my mom walked in.
You think that at some point you might settle down and kind of base yourself in one place and then travel when you...
I don't know, I'll see. I think traveling will always be a big part of my life, so I'll always be going somewhere, but...
Do you ever get tired of being questioned?
I'm tired now.
How do you even meet Shawna Ray? Like, do you swipe right on her on Tinder? Who else are you swiping right on? This seems fake. It seems manufactured. It seems planted. He seems like a plant. Look at this guy. His only 2 videos are about Shawna Ray. He seems like a nice guy, though. I will be honest. It's sad that Dan is being labeled such a creep, though. It is really creepy, but at the same time, it's manufactured. It's still really creepy. A spade is a spade, I guess. Which side am I on? I don't know. It seems weird, but Dan seems genuine and nice. And like, maybe he's not actually a creep. And he's just trying to fast track his way to celebrity status by dating a girl and a girl woman. I don't know. But who should decide what someone else should do on their behalf? Is it wrong to date someone completely different from yourself? If they are a child, yes. If they are an adult trapped in the body of a child, no. I mean, like, if a woman was dating Hasbulla, that wouldn't be weird to me at all. But Hasbulla looks like a little old man now. Shawna Ray looks like an elementary school child. Like, it's disrespectful to say, but it's true. It's like so true. And it sucks. And that's why all this is even being talked about. At the end of the day, you can't believe shit you see on TLC or the news.